opinions expressed in the following program are not necessarily those of Shaw Cable Systems or of the station. Through our access policy, we provide the opportunity for community groups and individuals to express their points of view.
You want to know what's next for gays and lesbians in Winnipeg? Gay marriage rights in Winnipeg! Woo!
I think that the next step right now in Canada and the LGBTQ Winnipeg's community is twofold. First, we need to fight in the House of Commons and in the Senate to include transsexuals and gender's identity and gender's expression. To make sure that we do not discriminate against people who are trans in Canada. Right now, the bill is in the Senate. Next Monday, it is being debated in the Senate. Hopefully, it will pass and make it in Canadian laws.
I think just finding equality and getting the world to know that it is okay and having it accepted across the world instead of it being something that's shunned and frowned upon in society. It's something that's becoming more known and more open, and something that's a new culture for everyone to be included. And instead of, like, I'm straight and I'm still here, and I like the fact that Winnipeg comes out to support a great cause and support all of Winnipeg.
But also a next challenge is to make sure that we do not ban any more gay men from donating blood. It is still discriminatory. Right now, the rule that says that any man who had sex in the past 5 years with another man is being denied from giving blood. It is still discriminatory. So we need to make sure that men that we discriminate against high-risk sexual behavior rather than sexual orientation. So I believe that is the next fight to fight the gay blood ban.
When I think of challenges for that, I think of outside of Winnipeg in smaller communities where people in that community don't really have someone to go to, or not a lot of people to go to, and there's not very many people like them. Normally it's like in a small town, there's like one gay kid out of like 300, and he's very by himself in a lot of ways.
What I think is next for the LGBT community in Winnipeg is, personally, I would like to see a more main route for the Pride Parade. So even though they happen once a year, I would like to see the Pride Parade on Portage Street and Main Street, and I'd like to be a little bit longer, just so people, it's exposed, you know? I mean, that's why we have the Pride Parade, correct?
For the biggest challenge, something I think of first would be kids in athletics. I would say, like, it would be especially hard for them to come out, because it's like they're in a crowd where it's like, oh, there's people are still uncomfortable to change in front of each other, and it's especially hard for a younger man or a younger woman to come out and say they are gay. And so it makes it that much harder if they're still in athletics as opposed to theater or something like that.
What is next? I don't know. It's hard to say. Like, it comes out, you come out here every year. Like, it just keeps becoming more broad, more known, and it's all here. Like, you know, we're here, and we're here.
I think it's from like 10 years. So much has changed. So I think we're doing pretty damn good.
Coming out is probably the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. I still have some family that I'm not that close to now after, but it's the best thing you can do, and everyone should, because it really does get better.
And what was coming out for me, it was actually really different. My family was very supportive, and it just goes to show how different generations and different families react differently to different situations. It's kind of neat.
Well, when I first came out, I was very late. I was 21, and first I came out to my family, and they were surprisingly very accepting of me, and I had no problems whatsoever. So it was very easy.
I came out at a really young age, and it's just been the fear of acceptance, I guess. And I don't know if that's true for most people, but I mean, for me personally anyway, there's a lot of
judgment. And I think that needs to be addressed in not only GLBT, but in every area, disabilities, race, and all that.
When I came out, I was only about 16 years old. I started young. I quit school, went to work, so I got to meet people of all sorts, and it was very interesting. I've had a very good life.
Happy Pride, Winnipeg!
The opinions expressed on the program you have just watched are not necessarily those of Shaw Cable Systems or of this station. Through our access policy, we provide the opportunity for community groups and individuals to express their points of view.